Old games Digger, Frogger, Alley Cat, Prince of Persia and Jones, the golden age of retro PC gaming. Long before modern 3D graphics and open-world adventures, the digital world was shaped by simple yet unforgettable classics. Games like Digger, Frogger, Alley Cat, Prince of Persia, and Jones in the Fast Lane were pioneers of interactive entertainment. These titles didn't just entertain, they defined an era of creativity and imagination. The early 1980s and 90s were a time when personal computers became household items. Developers worked with limited hardware, often creating games in just a few kilobytes of memory. Yet, these technical limits pushed programmers to craft gameplay that was innovative, challenging, and honestly, timeless. Let's begin with Digger, a 1983 classic developed by Windmill Software for the IBM PC. It combined the mechanics of Pac-Man and Dig Dug into one really addictive experience. Players controlled a small mining machine, digging through dirt, collecting gems, and avoiding enemies in underground tunnels. What really made Digger stand out was its smooth movement and sound effects. Honestly, that was pretty remarkable for early PC hardware. It featured digitized sound, background music, and those colorful CGA graphics, which were honestly revolutionary at the time. And, the game's catchy theme tune became an iconic piece of gaming nostalgia. Players quickly fell in love with Digger's balance between strategy and reflexes. You could shoot monsters, dig clever escape paths, or even crush enemies with falling bags of gold. The game's design encouraged replayability, making it, well, one of the first truly addictive PC titles. Next came Frogger, which was originally developed by Konami in 1981 and later ported to nearly every system imaginable. The goal was deceptively simple: guide a frog safely across a busy road and a dangerous river. Its combination of timing, patience, and risk created an enduring formula for arcade gaming. Frogger's design, really reflected real-world observation and a bit of humor. The sight of a tiny frog dodging cars and jumping on turtles to reach home just resonated with players of all ages. The game's repetitive yet thrilling structure made it both a challenge and, honestly, a bit of a stress reliever. Culturally, Frogger became a pop icon. It appeared in movies, TV shows like Seinfeld, and even, modern remakes decades later. Its simple controls and those recognizable sound effects make it one of the most remade and referenced games in history. Another cult favorite was Alley Cat, developed by Bill Williams and released by Synapse Software in 1983. In this quirky platformer, players took control of a mischievous alley cat navigating backyards and apartment windows. The mission was to score points by completing various mini-games and, of course, catching the attention of a lady cat. Alley Cat captured the playful chaos of feline life. You could leap into trash cans, chase mice, and avoid angry dogs, all while dodging flying objects. Each level was a mix of randomness, humor, and creativity, elements that made it endlessly fun. Its pixel art and whimsical animations brought charm to the limited CGA color palette. Despite its simplicity, Alley Cat had a surprisingly strong personality and atmosphere. For many, it remains one of the most nostalgic games from the early IBM PC era. Then came a game that changed storytelling forever: Prince of Persia, released in 1989 by Broderbund. Created by Jordan Mechner, it was famous for its realistic animation and cinematic design. Using a technique called rotoscoping, Mechner traced live footage of his brother's movements to create fluid, lifelike character motion. This innovation made Prince of Persia stand out from every other platformer of its time. The player had to guide the nameless prince through deadly traps, sword fights, and puzzles to rescue the princess within 60 minutes. Its combination of beauty, precision, and tension made it a masterpiece. The game's Arabian setting, mysterious atmosphere, and tight controls influenced an entire generation of designers. Many modern titles, from Assassin's Creed to Tomb Raider, owe a creative debt to Prince of Persia. It proved that games could tell cinematic stories, not just provide arcade action. Meanwhile, Jones in the fast lane took a completely different approach to gaming. Released by Sierra Online in 1990, it was part board game, part life simulator. Players had to balance education, career, finances, and happiness while competing against Jones, a computer-controlled rival. In a way, Jones in the fast lane was an early precursor to The Sims. It simulated real-world choices like paying rent, getting promoted, or eating out, all with humorous animations and witty commentary. Its blend of strategy and satire made it both educational and entertaining. Graphically, Jones showcased Sierra's signature art style, with bright VGA colors and animated icons. The game's humor often reflected everyday frustrations, running out of money juggling work and study, or losing to a computer rival by a hair. It felt relatable, even decades later. Each of these games represents a milestone in computer gaming history. They were created by small teams or even single individuals long before the era of massive studios. Their charm lies in simplicity, originality, and the passion of early developers who experimented without limits. Technologically, these titles pushed hardware boundaries. With limited memory and primitive sound cards, programmers optimized every byte of code. The result was gameplay that prioritized creativity over graphics, a lesson still valuable for modern developers. Culturally, old PC games became a universal language for early computer users. Children, students, and office workers alike shared floppy disks and cheat codes. In an age without the internet, these games connected people through word of mouth and shared experiences. The nostalgia surrounding these classics remains strong. Fans have remade Digger, Frogger, and Prince of Persia for modern platforms and browsers. Communities continue to preserve them through emulation, keeping the spirit of early gaming alive for new generations. These games also taught essential skills: problem-solving, timing, and perseverance. Unlike modern checkpoints and autosaves, they demanded patience and mastery. Beating a game felt like a true accomplishment, not just a pastime. Sound design was another memorable element of these classics. The simple beeps, jingles, and MIDI soundtracks created distinct identities for each game. Even today, hearing those nostalgic tones instantly transports players back to their childhood. What unites Digger, Frogger, Alley Cat, Prince of Persia, and Jones is their pioneering spirit. Each title expanded what games could be, from reflex challenges to cinematic storytelling to life simulation. They proved that imagination mattered more than technology. In the end, these old games are more than digital relics. They are the foundations of the gaming industry we know today. Their creativity continues to inspire developers and players around the world. By remembering these timeless classics, we celebrate the birth of interactive art itself.